GDQ Scythe run. Also hoping that Eric Alm will one day finish making Scythe X. Ah, yes. And $11.49 received from Joseph R., who says, "Hello, Dime and the SGDQ staff. So excited to wake up and be smack in the middle of the FPS block. May the SR50 guide you to greener pastures playing this WAD while taking my WAD of cash." And Taylor179 donates $50 saying, "Had to donate during Doom and say that even on easy difficulty, this game is still really hard. I haven't beat it yet on easy. Props to Dime for beating Doom and doing it really fast, and this can go to Runner's Choice." Speaking of difficulty, yes, that was on ultra-violent difficulty. The upcoming Spear of Destiny run will be on I Am Death Incarnate. Some very intimidating names there. $50 received from Irie, who says, "Hey guys, been watching for a couple years now, and I think it's about time I give something back. Turning on the news every day and seeing all the terrible stuff that goes on. It's people like you guys that still give me faith in humanity. Huge thanks for keeping a smile on my face, and I'm sure on many others throughout this whole week. I'm super hyped for the new Doom, so I think it's time to donate. $25 to the Announcer's Choice and $25 to Runner's Choice. Good luck with the rest of the marathon. Keep doing what you do. Thanks, Irie." Artur sends in $30 and says, "Doom was the first FPS I played growing up. I'm really enjoying this run and wish all of the runners good luck."
And for those of you who are just joining us, you are watching Summer Games Done Quick 2015, supporting Doctors Without Borders. We have a $500 donation from Darkflame. My donation on Monday didn't get read, but I promised I'd donate again when I got my paycheck and I'm a man of my word. Even digging into savings a bit for this one, because why not? Thanks to the runners, commentators, techs, and organizers for making this happen, and thanks to all of the donors for continuing to support GDQ. Let's keep killing frames and saving lives. Donation going to SMS Hoverless, because using the game's mini mechanic makes it just too easy. We have a $50 donation from Anonymous. Hey guys, the time of good old school FPS games being broken in record is a go. Donating $50 for Blaze to play Halo 3 on Legendary. Keep up the amazing runs and don't stop making me want to try out some of the amazing glitches that are used in the runs. Irish WW donated $20. This is a huge cause. You must have a big heart. Hug and love your heart. This run is a 12.0 on a 10-point scale of radness. Thanks so much for being a part of this awesome PC gaming block. The Guru donated $50. I've watched several of these events now, and this is the first opportunity I have had to donate. I've learned a lot about many games, and all this is done for a great cause. Good luck with the coming runs. P.S. Looking forward to that legendary difficulty run of Halo 3. Tiny in Japan donated $20 and says, keep doing a great job and have fun while doing so. P.S. Rest in peace, Iwata-san. It looks like we are almost ready for the Spear of Destiny run by Capnclever.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, so this is going to be Spear of Destiny. This is kind of like the precursor to Doom, and the only thing, I guess two things, real quick. The first thing is that most people are surprised when they hear I don't run this with a mouse like most normal first-person shooter people or most normal people would use. I use a trackball, which it looks like this, and it's actually wireless. I have been meaning to get a wired one, but believe it or not, it's slightly better to use this for this game, just the way that I can fling the mouse. If I were trying to play it with a mouse, I'd just be throwing this thing across the table constantly.
That's what I do.
Right. So there's that, and also I have heard on occasion that this game, kind of specially over other games, can cause motion sickness. So just, be aware of that. Anyway, I will be getting started in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Spear of Destiny. Spear of Destiny is kind of like the Doom 2 of Wolfenstein 3D, and Wolfenstein 3D is the reason that people were hyped for Doom. It's not nearly as good as Doom, but it is in fact a very fast-paced game with lots of dudes that you're shooting, and you have to go from floor to floor very quickly. So I'm just going to be using saves because that's what we do when we do first-person shooters, just to make sure that not everything absolutely kills us and we have to start from nothing. In this game, you have pretty much nothing but hit scanners that you got to worry about, and the hit scanners are really deadly. You're deadly too, so it's kind of a glass cannon versus glass cannon sort of deal. You have to kill things before they kill you, and it just plays out like that. Okay, that's kind of bad, and okay, we're fine. Enemies in this game can deal a massive amount of damage, and so can you. Like I said, it's kind of glass cannon versus glass cannon. From point blank, these enemies can deal up to 63 damage, so if you consider my health being 100% being 100 points, they can kill me in 2 hits sometimes at point blank, and there's very little I can do about it. So I just have to do my best to not take damage whenever possible. Most of this run is a run where we just have our movement and our combat and stuff, but we also have some special tricks that we can do on occasion. And wow, okay, that was really, really lucky, at least that particular method. Normally I have to use an enemy to bounce off of another enemy to get that, but what I performed just there, and we'll see it more often, is called a door trick, and it is simply the fact that enemies can open doors, even if they are locked doors, even if they are the elevator door, and, okay. We can use that to skip levels super fast sometimes. There are some levels like this one where we could theoretically use the door trick, but it is so difficult to in fact pull off that it's just not worth trying. So instead we just go through it normally. This game plays super fast. It actually plays at 70 frames per second, which sounds absurd for a game made back in 1992. but that's where it hits. And Doom plays at about half that speed, just to give you an idea. It plays really smooth, and it also just plays really fast. And I'll talk a little bit about the movement in a moment. But first, I want to talk a little bit about combat, since we're in combat so much. We have what I call dancing in this game, which is just the fact that we're moving constantly when we're attacking enemies. And if you're moving fast enough, according to the game, if you're moving at least as fast as run speed, then you have about double chance of evasion. So we just constantly move either left or right, or strafing like this, or moving back and forth. And that makes it so that enemies just don't hit us as often. And so if you see me spazzing, that's probably why I'm doing that. The other reason I might be spazzing is because of something called vertical mouse movement. Oh, my health needs to be really high for this next part, so let's go grab some spares. The other thing that might look like the reason I'm spazzing is because this game has vertical mouse movement, and the movement is instantaneous, so any little motion that I'm making with the mouse will cause a very substantial effect on my actual movement. But we use it to go fast, so yeah. Anyway, we just skipped about 20 enemies or so, and now we're going to skip the boss. Hopefully I got this. I've only been doing this recently like this. I have to listen for a cue. Okay, there we go. So the boss just opened up a door that is a locked door, and he actually has the key for it. So what we do there is we shoot, and much like in Doom, enemies will hear us when the sectors are joined. And when he opened up the door, the sectors were joined. So the enemy decided to take the closest path, which was to attack me from the other door, and so I was able to sidestep the boss entirely without having to kill him whatsoever. Even if I felt confident enough that I could kill the boss, the fact that I'm skipping so many enemies means that there's a lot that I would have to be dealing with even after the boss. So, very problematic if that were a boss we actually had to deal with. Alright, this would be a good time for a couple of donations, I'd say.
All right, we have a $20 donation. Hello, everybody at SGDQ 2015. This is Mr. Earhart, and you are being streamed live in my pre-algebra classroom this summer. I showed you guys to my kids in admin, and both love what you do. We especially like it when runners discuss any math involved with their run as much as it relates to what I've taught this summer. Maybe this will inspire some of them to look into speedrunning after their final test tomorrow. Also, according to my calculations, SGDQ should raise about 1.2 million this summer. Here's to help reach that goal and kill the animals. Of course, when a math teacher says it, it should definitely be true, so all of you viewers, help us get to that 1.2 million, because math says it's going to happen.
Speaking of math, strafe running actually is made possible, at least the exact precise speed that you get out of it, using the Pythagorean theorem. If you use the forward and sideways momentums, holy crap, I need some ammo. Thinking. If you just take the forward and the sideways momentums, you get the okay, this is bad. I think I'm just going to take the hit. Yeah. That part is really mean, so now we just got to start over again. That's fine. Better here than somewhere else. But anyway, by moving forwards and sideways, you just take the, the norm of the forward and sideways directions, and you actually get the total movement that you get out of it, which would be, 42%, give or take. So, anyway, in this game, ammo can be a big problem. This is really one of the last levels where ammo becomes an enormous issue. But I do have to be careful in that part where there's about 6 enemies and I have to make sure to deal with them. The fact that enemy damage and my damage is very random means that I have to deal with the potential for enemies to not die very quickly. Sometimes, for instance, the brown shirts should only take about 1 shot. Sometimes they take 4. These guys can sometimes take somewhere in the teens. It's pretty absurd. And it's very unfortunate on an occasion when it does seem to be that case. So. Also, like, for example, right here, I try to conserve a little bit of ammo by switching. By the way, all weapons in this game, other than the knife, do the same amount of damage. The only difference is the rate of fire, which basically doubles with each weapon. So pistols, the least, machine guns, a little more, and chain gun is the most. Okay, so let's save it here, because that's what I was supposed to do. And okay. All right, so we made it through there, finally, gosh. This is, I think, the longest level in the run if it goes well. So that's kind of an unfortunate time loss. But thankfully, this game is so bad that I have to put a pretty high estimate for it. So, okay. Whoa, okay, hello. And sometimes enemies don't move the way you expect them to, so you just get blindsided and you have to react super duper fast. All right, so coming up is a pair of door tricks. First in this level. Come on. So, come on. Okay, these guys aren't being nice at all. Okay, that guy did though. So this skips the entire level. Normally this level would be a couple of minutes, but instead we get to skip all of it by just having that guy open up the door by asking nicely enough. And there's actually a secret exit that fills us up to full health, so that's perfect. These kinds of door tricks are a little more complicated than the one that I used in the first map. Normally we want to get the door between us and the enemy that's going to use it. Come on. But these we can't. We kind of have to be on the side, so we have to sort of... Yeah, of course you would. That's a goose waffle, by the way. Goose waffles are what happens when I can't actually understand what they're saying. So, yes, the goose waffle is pretty strong. And he moved the wrong way. Thank you very much. The AI in this game is kind of stupid, which is why we can abuse it for door tricks, but also why sometimes it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So, come on. And I still didn't do it. Come on. Get over here, dude. I know you like hot dogs, but come on. We gotta get over here. Okay. Whoa, another one. Wow, this guy is being very, very inconsiderate. I've asked him so many times, I've given him candy and flowers, and he is just not budging here. And he's moving the wrong way. I'll be honest, I feel like my setup's gotten worse somehow. This did not used to be a problem, and all of a sudden, come on. Goodness gracious. All he has to do is open that door. That's all he's got to do. Anyway, this would probably be a good time for donations, I suppose.
We have a $25 donation from the Kins. Love this event, love the retro FPS block, love that it's all for a great cause. Keep on strafe running.
I'll do my best.
We have a $15 anonymous donation. Thanks to all the runners for supporting such an amazing cause and keeping me entertained through my work week.
That is one of the harder door tricks, and I feel more like it's inconsistent rather than being something that's skill-based. I wish it was skill-based, then maybe I could actually do something about it. All right. But with that, we just finished the entire level. We get to skip all of the intersection. And that's pretty fortunate. A lot of these levels can, especially the bigger ones, can be skipped with door tricks. This one is not skipped with door tricks. This one is skipped with secrets. It is, in fact, intentional to be able to skip this entire level just using secret walls. So we'll be doing that. But yeah, this is an example of dancing right here, dirty dancing. You know, just getting through there. Phew. So to talk a little bit about vertical mouse movement, Q-Face behind me. Originally, when I played this game, I did not use vertical mouse movement because the original segmented runner, who was Chemo X Virus, who is in fact a Doom runner, played through this game he played through the original Wolfenstein 3D episodes, and he didn't use vertical mouse movement because he just thought it was way too inconsistent to make it useful. But then, so I didn't use it for a very long time. Then Q-Face said, "Hey man, vertical mouse movement's cool." And I said, "Oh crap, he's probably going to beat all my times now, so I got to go and use it myself." And so that's why I use it, and that's why sometimes I'm inconsistent, but that's why I'm a lot faster in general. So
I didn't actually beat any of his times though.
you got close. You got really close, and then I said I got to go do this episode again. So
Yeah.
So this is the only mini type boss that we actually fight. The first boss we skip, and the next boss we won't even see. And this is low ammo. Come on. I gotta be really careful with my ammo right now. Check. Usually I just try to attack indiscriminately, but when I'm really low on ammo, I have to be super duper careful not to waste it all. Because the knife is just not a usable weapon, with the exception of very specific applications. Okay, he's not there. This level, by the way, is always different. I could say that's never happened before, but that's pretty much just par for the course here. By the way, that had never happened before. So. Yes. So this is Barnacle Wilhelm. He is the only, like I said, the only boss we actually fight. You just heard him there. He shows off both of the types of enemy bosses that we have to deal with, the type that uses the chain gun and the type that uses a projectile. The projectiles in this game, well, you can see. Well, come on, show it off. Ah, come on. There you go. So that thing is enormous. It doesn't look big. It would totally kill me if I wasn't dodging all the way to avoid him. Okay, and good. So he died pretty quick. He doesn't have a lot of HP, but man, sometimes I get hit by those rockets. They deal like 50 damage on average, so it's quite obnoxious. And this is a good example of me using strafe running to move super duper fast. If I compare the strafe running with mouse to not strafe running and not with mouse, I'm moving at about double speed. So this game can move incredibly fast, and it moves pretty fast even when you're not playing with strafe running and vertical mouse movement, but it just goes even more insane when you are. So that's a big maze. I skipped almost all of it because it's more of a maze with lots of detours. This would be another good point for a donation, I'd say.
Okay, but first I would just like to make an announcement that we are receiving all of your donations even if they are not read live on the stream, just in case you weren't aware. We have a $20 donation from the Kuro Sky. Third donation this marathon. Love what you guys do every year and hope the event gets bigger and bigger. Here is $10 for killing the animals. Frames are the real endangered species. Also, take another $10 for 100% Chrono Trigger. If the most epic game of SCN is to be played, it must be played right.
All right, so that's a little free 1-up. 1-ups give you full health and a little bit of ammo, and also 1-ups. There's lives in this game just because this was before they knew to stop making arcade games. Okay, and that part can be rough, but as long as you're just kind of shooting the same area, they can kind of maneuver around and try to hit you from the side, so you have to be really careful. And that was the first zombie. We'll talk about him later. This is a special type of door trick. Hold on. Okay, I just have to listen to the music there for an audio cue, music cue, whatever. There's the dog, great. So for this door trick, we need not one enemy, but two. Trying to pull off this door trick all by itself is very, very dangerous because this area right here with the pillars and stuff makes it very difficult for enemies to want to move into the door. So instead, what we do is we position an enemy between me and a second enemy, and by doing so, we completely screw up the enemy's... There we go. Completely screw up the enemy's sense of where I am. And he just goes anywhere he thinks is possibly where I could go. Hold on, I'm missing this stuff. And by doing so, I can really skip the entire level. This was the last major trick found in the run. And making use of the knife there to delay the enemy is something that I was able to come up with myself. I just call it a shank skip because whatever. This is another good example of using the strafe running. You can actually skip this entire level by moving fast enough to react to that zombie opening the door there. And yeah, this is another one of those huge levels that we just don't see anything of. If you notice, the par time's like 3 minutes. This level is a good place to talk about zombies because this is where we really start seeing them. Zombies make use of something that I call zero... what do I call it? Zero... I don't know, wind-up? Yeah, it's wind-up, right. Zero wind-up. So most enemies, when they shoot, it takes a little... Here, I'll try to show it off. Like this guy, he's like, oh crap, he's gonna... And then he pulls out his gun and stuff. So there's a little bit of time delay between when they decide to shoot and when they actually shoot. Zombies have no such delay, and it means that you have to shoot them as absolutely fast as possible because they're dealing the same damage as everything else, and they could kill me in 2 hits, which could be as fast as half a second. So I just have to be really, really careful not to... Where is... Gosh. The enemies just love to move around in this game, and I'm really scared that he is somewhere where I don't want him to be. Yes, there he is. Okay. Oh, there he... Yeah, oh, those ones opened up. Yes, so sometimes the sectors in this game get confused, and enemies will randomly hear stuff from the other side for absolutely no reason. So you got to account for that too. This game, I mean, it's pretty well made. There aren't a lot of glitches to speed things up, but there's plenty of glitches that kind of make things harder to do. So I just have to constantly deal with that. Come on, where is... Okay, good. Oh, another point of order In this game, you have auto runs in a lot of first-person shooters. You don't in this, except if you're using the toggle key, but it doesn't really like it when you use the toggle key. Every time you switch the screen, you have to re-enable the auto run, so it's just something that I've gotten used to. Alright, so that's one of the longer levels taken care of. There's a lot of nasty stuff. This level would be another incredibly long level, but once again, we have a nice little door trick, so this would be a good point for donations in the meantime.
Alright, we have $30 from Capsule. Wolfenstein 3D was my first FPS game. All these great memories from my childhood. The work Doctors Without Borders carries out is awesome, and I definitely support it. Luperion donated $30. Thank you for a great event and good luck to all the runners.
Okay, so welcome to the worst goose waffle in the history of goose waffles. This guy just loves to shoot me, and I'm trying to set him up for a door trick, and he's just like, no, bro, I want to kill you. So okay, I think that should be fine. There we go. All right, so that skips pretty much the entire level. We've used this a couple times. Whenever an enemy dies in a door, that door stays open forever, so we can keep locked doors open as long as we want. Yep, there he is. I didn't count 4 deaths there. Those guys are, we don't know what those guys are called, but they're constantly searching for a man named Leon, so one day we hope to find him. All right, this level contains 2 door tricks right at the beginning, and they are the hardest things to deal with in the entire run. Okay, there we go. Oh crap, he got out fast. And okay, so we got that. That's number 1. And just gotta wait on some guy. Come on. Oh, okay, we got both, I think. I'm not gonna save it yet because I'm not sure. But hopefully that's good. Okay, there's the zombie. And good, now the door stays open. And now we just need to make sure this opens. Great, okay, we got him. Great. Now for as many enemies as you've seen in this level, we skipped like, I don't know, 3/4 of them. It's an incredibly evil level. If Wolfenstein 3D ever had a slaughter map, it is this level. It's just absolute nightmarish. But we got through it. We didn't even get to see the boss. He's kind of cool. He's like a giant zombie with 4 cleaver arms and a chain gun in his stomach. So this level is kind of like the opposite of the last level. Whereas the last level we had a lot of resources to work with, but a ton of enemies to get through. This level, not too many enemies, or at least a lot of the enemies are very killable. Okay. But we barely have any health or ammo to work with, so we have to be very careful about not using too much, because otherwise we will just run out, and that's a very bad thing. So, yes. Another 2-key level. A lot of these levels, we grab a key, we grab another key, and then we exit the level. Okay, there are a bunch of guys here. This area is never the same either. It's amazing how random this game manages to be. Okay, that could have killed me. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, yep, I could have died right there, but you know what? I probably died 5 times already like that, so whatever. I'm just making use of it. Okay. We have enough for this last section. They're all facing the other direction. They're all completely deaf, so they can't react to me whatsoever. That's a cool sound effect. I personally prefer the one from the original, which sounded more like a MIDI special effect, but whatever. This area right here, this is the gauntlet. This is just me hoping it works out. I try to time exactly when I can get through that works the best. Okay, that was not the best time. Okay, but we made it anyway. Okay. Whew. The zombies can kill you super fast. Okay, so this is the final supposed last level. That was the Death Knight. We'll see him in just a moment. Death Knight is like the first boss that we actually fought, but instead of 1 rocket launcher and 1 chain gun, he's got 2 rocket launchers and 2 chain guns, because that wasn't enough for the first guy. And he's also in a big body armor, so he takes about twice as many hits. But first we're going to deal with his army that's all around this place that have left enormous amounts of ammunition and health for us to use, which is very convenient. But Yeah, this is a lot more fun than level 16 would be, and I'm going to save it. Okay. So we just got to kill his army right here. We can lure the Death Knight out. He's really not in a good position for it, so I'm just going to run around first. We have a few vantage points where we can attack from. We have somewhat of an advantage at long distance. The enemy takes a lot more damage from our shots than we take from the enemy's shots. And we're also a little bit more accurate there. Okay, fine. I'll deal with you in a bit. Okay. And there's also a zombie right there. I like to just kind of poke my head out so I get him. Come on, dude. Almost. Gosh. And there's no feedback on whether or not you're killing a boss. Okay, there we go. And now he's dead. Come on. Kind of scared of what's around here. There's usually a few more stragglers. Okay, I might have killed the entire army. That's kind of unexpected. Okay, so the reason we need this key, you might think we could just door trick through here, but we need to also open the door on this side. And we're in hell now for some reason, and we're fighting the Angel of Death. And he gave us a triple. Great, so now we can just shoot here because he gets tired after he shoots a triple. And there we go. And that is the run. So, time. Oh, did I hit it? I think I hit it. So that's Spear of Destiny. It's a hard run. There's a lot that can just kind of kill you. I'm glad that only level 6 seemed to be the annoying one, but some thanks from the community. Chemo X Virus for originally coming up with the segmented runs in Wolf 3D, although he didn't work on Spear of Destiny. For that, I have to thank Cyberdemon 531 and SRK Funkdoc for their contributions into this game. Funkdoc actually uses a controller to play this, which is a little bit slower than using keyboard and mouse, but nevertheless. And also thanks to CubeFace for making me use vertical mouse movement, because it's a lot faster and I think a lot more exciting of a run because of it. So thank you very much, and now we'll be moving on to a variant of this game, which is it's a little bizarre. It's more of a preview, but you'll kind of see why we don't spend too much time on it. So thank you.
All right, awesome job, Capnclever, on recovering that spear. And in case that just wasn't family-friendly enough for you, next up we have Super Noah's Ark 3D, as we join CubeFace and Noah on their quest to kill all the non-lethally incapacitate all the animals. And that will be coming up in just a few minutes, and first we